following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
I will make my way to the cockpit and do the pilot things.
Okay.
Like a good boy.
Okay, so you're working with a single engine on one side that's designed to... There's no FTL on this.
We are going to go get the big engine.
Well, there is still the original FTL that slides. That's supposed to clip onto.
Oh, we have no way of
section
docking that anymore.
With the real engines on it.
We might have to get the Turian flotilla to send out a boat.
Yeah, because we wouldn't be able to get it back.
Well, as soon as I'm allowed to get on board the ship and I can communicate these things to the Turian hierarchy, or perhaps just get on the comms with them, I'll take care of that. Until then...
The only other option would be you could attach the Sentinel to it and
use it like a tow.
Tow it.
Hey!
Clamp it onto it.
Alright, we'll do
We're
that.
gonna need those hawk ship.
The other day.
I've been saying since season 1 I wanted those. You gotta love a space fighter craft whose means of destroying the opponent is to fly perfectly above them and then use your landing talons to just rip the cockpit apart.
Spaceships with melee weapons.
Oh no, it was boss. You have no idea how cool
It looked like a fucking eagle and it even did the talons of a fucking eagle.
It was the coolest fucking thing.
So yeah, there is that option.
Yeah, we'll try that, but I will still call the hierarchy.
Okay.
I'll flip our IFF back over to Sentinel.
Okay.
Trish, patch me through to the same channel in the hierarchy.
Of course, Logain. How did it go?
Well, we're here. They're not.
That is good. Patching you
You
through.
can cancel that kill order on the Ator.
Of course, already done that.
And any other Quarians. Because the mission is over.
So what if they try and sneak back on?
They ain't going to be able to do that.
Acknowledged. Patching you through.
Was I allowed in the cockpit?
Yes.
Always gotta check. Always gotta check.
Oh, because there's going to be like, oh, well, just stand here and wait for him to do the messages.
Hello, how can I help?
Logan Centurious. Passphrase.
Of course. How can I help, Commander Centurious?
Well, we have tracked down the pirates that attacked the Vol colony I was telling you about.
Yes, of course.
And we have seized their ship.
Oh, excellent work.
And we have seized them, well, all but one member who was very stupid.
That is a shame.
And we are proceeding back to the Vol colony where these independent pirate raiders will be turned over to the Vols.
You should already find several Turian ships in the vicinity aiding the Volvus.
Excellent. Now, naturally, this ship that we've chased does not have an FTL drive, so we may be some time.
Oh, of course.
We're going to try and drag it behind Sentinel.
I see.
I would put a personal recommendation through, if the hierarchy has any influence with the Vols, that these pirates never see freedom again, if indeed they are allowed to live.
Okay.
They are absolutely reprehensible and completely unrepentant.
I see. That's a shame. I'm glad you have them in custody.
Yes, well, they're
It sickens me that people like that out there exist.
yeah, right up to here.
Penal mining
Oh god, there's nothing in here but dicks. Perhaps if I dig deeper I will... No! More dicks! Oh, they're longer! They're squirming at me. That one looked at me.
I'm not a fan.
Why do people want these?
We think it'll make us breathe.
Here's a demand.
I'm not a fan that this planet exists.
Too bad it does. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, just updating you.
Very good. Thank you for the update.
Log in now.
Do you mind if I ask Trish?
No, go nuts.
Trish, could you locate Nazina on the other ship?
Scanning. I can detect several Quarian life signs, but I cannot ascertain if any of them are Nazina.
Is there a blue box on that ship anywhere?
Scanning. No blue box detected.
It's not. None of them are her.
The ship would be made of blue box if it was her.
What, you think Blinky hasn't shielded? I mean, not that.
Since the first encounter.
No.
Right. Okay. Let's. You want this, or do you want me to do it? I'm getting the pilot's chair. I suppose I can use this. Yeah, I performed the tragically careful and incredibly easy to do flying with docking that coordination thing back to we just do.
Are you attaching the? You've got a. Are you just going, or are you attaching the other?
We're attaching the other. We're just doing it.
You're just doing it.
Yeah, because it's that easy, right?
I was tempted because of your attempt and the look on your face.
You can take 10 because we've got
This is
time.
great, but no.
Subtle,
Wait, the thing is, you guys are basically wrapping this up. Does anyone have any more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So look. I got 28.
That's enough.
Cool, we do it.
Yeah.
It's done. Hello, Vols.
We're wrapping up. What?
No, this mission.
The mission's wrapping up. Not
Oh, okay. I was going
Just mean-
thank God, short night. Throat bad. Go bed.
Yeah. So, the mission's wrapping.
Oh, good. We went. Yeah, we'll fly back to Vol land. Turtus.
Isalo,
Mm-hmm.
can you patch that hole in the back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, because you guys have only got an hour of air.
Yeah, we should probably get life support back on. I'll get that sorted.
So, as long as you're in the cockpit, you can isolate life support into there, but it's just, yeah.
Yeah, but if we go to land... So, when we go to land... That's the only point I'm really concerned about.
When they get
Air's
up,
not a problem.
When they get up from the cockpit,
Hey,
to go to that, they
Palladium.
had just
Also,
drift
this ship
by
is yours.
release that pod into the depths of space, but no.
Victims of piracy should get the proceeds of piracy.
And then I go to the back and I'll start patching that hole with whatever I can find.
Reputation.
And that is going to be tricky. You do not think, on first inspection, that's a big hole at the back. You're not sure if you've got enough materials to patch that hole.
Why don't you seal off one of the rear shutter doors that is in the top
We can
hallway?
just leave it like that for
And
now.
just leave it like that.
Yeah. I'll come back.
Well, that
Seal
whole section is its own. All these can be sealed.
So if we're
off,
just, if say Tiala is either in the pod room or just in the cockpit with me,
she was watching the prisoners, I believe, wasn't she?
Sweet. So I'll go back into the cockpit and then I'll radio to Tiala. I don't think I can patch that hole with what we have on hand, so just don't go into the cockpit while we're landing. Oh, sorry, don't go into the corridor while we're landing and you should be okay. We'll be able to do something about it once we're on planet. And then back into the cockpit. I guess I can't vent them into space because Tiala's in there.
Well, that is up to you. I mean, you could earn some renegade points if you wanted to vent.
Hey, holy
I
shit,
lost
you,
them.
You know those people, and they suck. So
Well, with all of that, I will also. Yeah, I knew the bitch you lit on fire too. Fuck her, she's dead.
that was an ironic.
Yeah, but they were all bad.
They were all bad.
They are all bad.
Her body is in the room.
I'm going to need to take the finger out of that pile of ash to give to the regulators.
I mean,
Did you do anything with the droid, the robot?
well, we're not going to let her have it, so
Shut it in the other room.
yeah, I'll put it in the other pod.
But it can open doors.
Well, I can't open doors, can't
Unlock the
knows?
door!
It could
fuck is
unlock.
wrong with
it
you?
could unlock the door. Who knows
You
what
don't
it's
know
capable
that.
of? Has it done anything since she lost her Omni tool, etc.? But does it still move around?
It was just sitting in the corridor where it lasts.
You know, it's really easy. You see a big hole at the back of the ship?
No, I want to keep it. Right, it's just is it a little wheel boy that drives around? Guess
Under the
so.
wheel.
He's going to try it upside down.
Yeah, I'm going to put it upside down in the second pod room.
It's going to stick. It's going to stick.
I was like,
gonna
oh, it
stick.
doesn't have a little stick.
It's Dr. Ball!
Close that door. I'll lock that door just in case. And then I'll go back to the cockpit and carefully regulate our thruster output because it'll be throwing the Sentinel off like fuck. Being all uneven and shit.
Shouldn't be too bad once the
flipped
FTL
over,
bubble
hasn't it?
goes up.
Which
yeah,
it has.
in the room. Yeah. I mean, you're basically just strapped to Sentinel when it's doing.
Yeah, and 100% you've disengaged all of the defensive.
Yeah, so we've turned off the point
Bullshit.
defense. If it was indeed automated or if they were manually firing it, I guess it won't matter.
Oh, something does occur to me that you can do. You would notice on the cockpit there is actually a registry for where the other part of the engines are.
Oh. Bring that up.
Because of course they would want to be in contact with that
To be able to
section
get
to
it
be able to
back.
go back to it again later. So
I will pass that information on to the Sentinel in case it happens to be nearby. We want to make an intermediate stop.
what you can gather, it's basically waiting near the relay.
Ah, okay, so it's basically we're told to go basically to the
I'll just
relay
pass
and then
that on
make
to the
collection.
hierarchy. They collect it, do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
Back to the ball world.
Cool.
Is there any registry for any other places the ship's been? Have they kept any of the information they really shouldn't have?
No.
Okay. I'm not
In fact,
a lot
it
of
seems
games,
to be
but
set up to just purge
yeah,
information as soon as it's gone through.
I don't have the skills to pull any fragments of data out.
It's got star charts in there, but that's about it. Yeah, basically prevented it from making logs. Just been like, don't do that.
It's dumb to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you travel back to Trovox. It takes you.
It's going to be a while with this lump.
Probably be 7, because it's about 6 to do that, and then you can follow it there. That's 7 hours back.
See, that's why it's a good thing I rested beforehand.
Gonna have a couple of hours.
Rosa's probably going to unpack all our guns back to the armory, rack the Colossus back, and then just go. She will just go in the shower and do the hanging head water over the back of her head thing. But she just barbecued somebody.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't have escaped from under your boot,
Yep.
because they roll really high and you roll really low.
Yeah, no, there was a whole nexus. She offended Rosa by scrawny little crying and pushing her off in the Colossus. Didn't have time to fuck around with this bitch. And she knew she didn't have shields, so she really just should have given up at that point. Bye, bitch.
Yeah, she wasn't expecting to get roasted again. She was like, oh, you're probably just going to chase after me and grab me again or something.
No, that would have been very counter the whole intimidating thing.
Oh, that went on the, like, goddamn, Logan's rolls plus that.
Well, you know, they're alive.
That's why they just, so many of them just caved.
Well, you guys are going to have a couple of hours to do stuff, so...
Not me.
back to rest. Well, no, you're watching Prisoners,
I'm
right?
watching
Yeah.
Prisoners,
Watching
so I'm
Prisoners.
doing nothing but
It's
that.
probably a good thing you actually did sleep before the
That's
mission,
why
because
I
now
try and
you
get-
you at least are the most alert right
Yep.
now.
While watching the thruster output, etc., and making sure nothing's going wrong with the tow, I'll do some first aid work to keep my mind off of the 6 people I know back in that room that I don't like very much.
Glad you changed the number.
One I knew.
I like that you've decided you don't like him.
Well, it's not that I don't, but you know, the job they have
You see,
and keep doing.
when you see what they did from the other side,
Yeah.
And also, from the way they're talking, they knew exactly what they're doing, as opposed to you, who didn't know what you were doing.
Kind of makes you look like a big idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, if Rosa knew which ones were responsible for
Which-
cutting down those Volus from behind and chasing after them, they'd be separated.
So it doesn't matter which one. I think they're all just as comparable. They're just,
Yeah, so you're guarding, you're
Showering and then getting
showering,
some news.
cleaning. You're piloting? Well, I mean, you're not even piloting because that's being technically done by.
I'm just
Actually,
monitoring
Rosa and-
from the cockpit here and then doing first aid.
yeah, but if the one being towed, if he puts on his brakes, he needs to be able to put on his
Yeah.
brakes as well.
They need to be
You know, he's
doing
just
Yeah, that's how it works in space.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the space brakes.
And I have to watch the space rope in case it strains too much.
You're actually more like clamped onto
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Other than the clamps.
Well, I guess we get there.
Okay.
There'll probably be some hierarchy ships in orbit.
Yeah, so you see like a couple of military ones, a freighter, and like a vessel, a smaller vessel.
Attention, hierarchy fleet. This is the IKEA Sentinel under the command of Logain Centurius, intending to make approach and land on planet side. I bought palladium.
Yeah, I like that you guys haven't even found it. It is in the most of the ones that you broke the doors of have got
All the palladium.
But you didn't even open them to look inside.
No.
They didn't have enough time for a handover.
No, those are all chocker full of palladium. Yes. Centurius, good to see you.
Who the fuck is this?
Who do you think?
This is General Tartarus.
Tartarus. Sir.
Your reputation precedes you.
Such as it is.
Thank you for bringing back the freighter and the missing palladium.
Aye.
It's a shame you couldn't bring back those lost Volus lives.
It would take a better man than I to be able to do that. Now, this freighter is somewhat damaged. We weren't able to take it completely intact.
Our scans have noticed this.
So I don't know if you want me to deposit it planet side or not.
Take a little
A
work.
bigger frigate could probably take it on board.
In which case, I will bring it to a stationary position in orbit and release it. I still have crew on board, and of course the independent pirate group.
I see. Would you like them taken into our custody?
Well, I think so. Vol's being a protectorate world, better with an official branch of the military than me.
Of course.
And I don't think they have the facilities planetside to hold them. No doubt the Vol Protectorate will want their feet held tightly to the fire.
I imagine they would.
It's, I'm going to compile a list of recordings of brief conversations we've had with them for evidence purposes.
Of course, anything you can provide would be most appreciated. I will give you the coordinates of a empty docking bay that we would be able to bring that freighter aboard.
Very well. Any other instructions, sir?
No, well, would you like your crew to get out upon landing? We can deliver them back to you on the ship.
Oh, yes, I think they'd appreciate that.
I will give you docking coordinates so that your Sentinel vessel may dock with the ship and you can meet you back there.
Thank you, General.
Of course.
Centuria's out. Hey, crew. We're going to go dock with a Turian frigate. Anyone who wants a view, head to a window. Those of you on board the captured freighter will be able to disembark there and make your way back to Sentinel.
Roger that.
It's almost over, kids.
So during those 7 hours, did they say or do anything?
I mean, there would have been some just little conversations between them.
So not knowing that he does records, I would have recorded everything that's going on in there.
Okay.
It's just...
So I'm going to compile a list of all conversations held by the prisoners, including the tasty confessions that they knew full well what
Yeah.
they did. Combine that with some of the suit footage of the colony as we came across it, and his expert descriptions of, like, oh, I've heard, like, they do this, and then, like, you see that that's actually what happened.
Are you cutting out any direct links to the migrant fleet as Marto suggested?
Yes.
Okay.
That seems like a sensible thing.
Now, of course, you can't control if in that 7-hour period they mentioned anything.
Yes, but I give him the data.
You give
Oh,
them
I'm not
data.
going to include their private conversations
But-
there, just like the stuff that the incriminating things.
Okay, sweet.
We'll hold that stuff for us,
Yep.
and I'll compile that into a little ball and send it on through the channel.
Since I don't know names or anything, it's more later on he can review the tapes of any names that they may have mentioned that may help him.
Yeah, because you would hear names, but you don't
I've
know
got
if they're
no
talking
idea.
about them,
And-
each other.
And if they talk at me or to me, I wouldn't say anything unless it was really specific.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing that probably happens is the male in, well, because the female in yellow is dead. The male in yellow is very vocal about blaming the one in the black and red for doing this mission, and like she wouldn't have died if it wasn't for this. And
Yeah.
the one in the female in the blue and the grey keeps telling him to shut up and settle down.
Unless they got really rawly, I wouldn't have done anything. I'd just stand impassively at the...
Like, it seems like he's building up to sorts of something that every time he does, he gets like shut down again by usually her or one of the others.
Yeah.
But apart from that, there's just a general grumpy demeanor, and yeah.
Well, good for them. He's blaming his allies instead of us.
It is their fault.
Well, he seems to have a real thing that like this was a bad job from the start. We should never have done it. I told you. I told you twice.
Oh, that's going to bring all those volts back, isn't it? I want to know why he thought it was a particularly bad job they shouldn't have done. Like, it seems like if we just hadn't happened to be nearby...
Yeah, it was a cake run.
Or it had, and also didn't happen to have someone who used to be from the crew.
Yeah, like, seemed like it would have gone down fairly well for them.
Well, one of the things he does say, you would hear him say, is that he thought they were floating a little too close to, because you were at the edge of Terminus to
Too close to the Citadel space.
Citadel space.
Yeah.
Right, that makes sense.
It's skirted too
And then,
close.
of course, it's like, yeah, but the migrant fleet's in this area, and it was a lucrative opportunity.
Shit. Did we go back for any of the debris from those fighters?
I imagine, given the size of a rail shot, there actually
Yeah.
isn't the whole bunch.
There isn't much that is
was fun to
recognisable
talk
as
about, but
Spider
yeah.
left.
Anything that's also might still be intact is sailed off in a random trajectory.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, long ago.
Rip.
They had 2 Quarian fighters on this thing. Someone back in the fleet is going to notice that loss.
Yeah. Well, they're going to notice the loss of this whole team.
You're probably going to notice the loss of the valuable, irreplaceable resource more.
The resources, 3 ships.
3 whole ships. Gone.
A freighter and 2 relic age fighters.
And 8 Quarians that were very prepared to keep all of their secrets and bullshit.
Man, I've still got all their Omni tools.
Yeah, you drop off the freighter, a bunch of little like. I think I describe. Oh, you know the little ships in Homeworld that just like grasp onto things and pull them.
You can clamp onto it.
Tugs?
Yeah, little tugs basically. Yeah, just
Clamping
clamp onto it, and this just help ease it into the docking port. It's a little bit of a rough landing, but
Turians, am I right?
well, the damage done to the ship has made it a little unstable on the underside, so it doesn't quite land properly. Some of the landing gear was busted, so it can't just deploy it, lower its gear. And yeah, so it sits down, and then you the comms come open on in the cockpit.
This is the ship. What's the name of the ship again? This is the pirate.
Razorback.
This is the Razorback. Respond.
Hello, I've been in talks with your Commander Centurious. You have been deposited inside our bay. You are free to leave. We are sending soldiers to take the prisoners into custody. I would advise you at least wait until they arrive.
Copy that. We'll prepare for your entrance.
Of course.
Sir.
He hung up on me. What an Adonis of a man. No, he doesn't say.
He doesn't need to say it 'cause he knows.
5 minutes later, there's a wrap on the side of the...
A low.
It doesn't even need to be. They just come in that frickin' hole at the back.
Yeah.
Look, we just made life easier for everyone except the bad guys.
They bring up their own ramp.
I would have let you know that the Turian military was about to board.
Right, then come grab the stuff.
Out of the cockpit.
No, this is my ball. I brought it in.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly check that side room. If is my upside down ball still there?
Yeah.
This is mine. Then out into the hallway.
Zodos, you're going to have to pull the power cells from that before you let it on board the ship. No active mechanicoid that hasn't been completely checked over, you know.
I'll make a.
And we've still got a ship full of bad guys, by the way.
Yeah.
We still have so many bad guys just still in that
we
ship.
actually need to end up going back to somewhere to get some your
Food
favourite
for them?
gas.
All that.
Yeah, I know.
Would
I've got a giant list of things to do as long as my deck here. Come on.
repair to
I thought it
disable.
was longer than that.
Oh.
Wait, did you
Hey,
mean
I'm
yours
not the
or
one who just
Logan's?
confessed to knowing about my penis.
I was like, do you mean yours or
All that allowed. Is it just repair to disable the little robot?
Yeah.
Some tools.
And then you
38.
share gives it away.
Yeah. Knife leaves it.
Yep.
Sorry, I can turn it back on later.
It's like this one eye that just goes.
Yeah! Telescopic lens about this fucking long.
I wouldn't mind if it didn't keep poking me in the prostate.
And then I'm
Do
going
it
to And then I'm going to go hang out with Tiala because she's the only person on ship who can verify that yes, this Quarian is not with those Quarians.
You also
That'd be great, isn't it? You're coming with us. Wait, what? Yeah.
remove the
Bye,
explosives.
Zardoz.
Oh, yes.
New character, Brendan.
Why?
And I'll remove the
Were
three.
you or were you not part of Pathrazer?
No.
No, passes over a cart. My boss has forbidden me from talking.
And I'll remove the 3 breaching
this does
charges
check
we see
out.
in this cell.
I'm gonna stop one sentence early.
There is a wrap on the door that you are all in, I guess, because you went to hang out with the other. There's a Turian and heavy armor.
I'll step back.
Are the prisoners in here?
Just
Good. Hello.
Hello. Tiala, do you have her?
No, I'm
Yes, I do. Lieutenant Gravas.
Lieutenant.
Right, Lieutenant
When you
Grab
make
Ass.
up a name on the flyer that sucks.
He has the right voice to have that.
Yeah. All yours.
My first name is Eustace.
Do you have any additional information for me?
All information was given to Logan. Logan would have passed anything to Britain onto.
Of course. Men. A bunch of other Turians, armed Turians come and start escorting the Quarians out. Some other Turians are a bit further down, working on the doors with like a blowtorch to actually get them open.
Undoing my.
We'll follow the prisoners out. Turians.
One Turian gets the door open, looks inside, and he's like, 20 large crates of palladium and 15 migrant workers. Okay.
Okay. So as the Quarian prisoners are going past me, I mostly just look at them and maybe a little like disappointed shake of the head or something. But when Fuba goes past, I rolled a willpower to see if I can keep it. I'll just be like, I was really hoping you would get out, Fuba.
Do you do it in your voice or the other voice?
It'd be in my now voice, not my old voice. So it probably confused the shit out of her, but
She actually does a double take.
I am also holding her robot. Because we've got a way to put it.
Take care of that.
I will.
That's all that's left of me. And she goes off with the others.
My new underwater pickle exploration device.
Right now.
Yes, I can.
I don't say that.
Deep sea
I'm
robot.
just saying it now. Look, Zalo puts it in the water. First note: make waterproof.
Sorry, Colonel Prickle, you have to wait.
I didn't get it. I filled it with sodium.
This is my shotgun research approach.
Dude, they were picking it for sodium. We'll protect it from the water. Turns out, no.
We're good at these little sachets.
Absorb it by ass.
So you're let out into a fairly large hangar. I mean, it's smaller now that it's mostly filled with that shit.
Yep.
No, the hangar's still the same size. It
No,
just
but it
seems like
seems-
there's less room.
No, that's right. Prisoners are being taken away. They're closing up the main big doors.
Yep.
Right, this way.
Thank you.
You did good work, you and Logain's team.
Yes, we it was unfortunate that we didn't get there fast enough. Fortunately, when we got the message, it was already, by the time we got there, it was already complete.
At least you got there. Maybe the miners would have died too if somebody hadn't.
Quite possible.
Probably would have starved to death in there.
Yes.
He really sounds like he wanted them to stop
Tried to.
in their mind.
We would have tried to eat each other, but trying to get the wrapper off. My can opener broke.
You know, I can see what one murders the other. Actually manages to get inside, but then it's like can't actually then consume. Remorse. I killed him for nothing.
And he was an ass.
I killed him for one very minor thing. You're led to basically an airlock so that these guys can then dock with the ship.
Yep, we'll follow it.
You know,
You guys are given the docking
nice and
coordinates.
compliantly.
Who's doing the docking procedure?
He's still flying, so.
Okay.
Just don't blow it up.
Yeah, I got one of these left. The same number.
Well, you
19.
Fine.
I mean, I just have to fucking use it on summon.
So you'd be familiar with docking to this kind of a ship.
Oh, sure.
Shit,
All the time.
dog.
Swood, you couldn't stop it. Oh, thank
Says
you.
Trish.
Jump in the airlock and let them come aboard.
Thank the lieutenant and get on board.
Lieutenant follows you.
Lieutenant.
Hello, Centurious. Good to meet you.
I don't suppose we'd be able to borrow some fuel. And by borrow, we mean keep and use.
Sure, I'll get them to hook up fuel tanks immediately,
Thank you.
free of charge, under the circumstances.
I'm touched. Thank you. Well, I didn't look at the fuel gauge before I came out here. I think we're pretty close to E.
I believe you have some information for the general. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have done us a great service here. I'm sure the full Protectorate will also be grateful.
It was the least we could do.
We will have to work out some sort of compensation.
I'm sure that won't be necessary.
Well, I'll talk to the Vols.
Another middle sorority.
But this time on the Vol homeworld.
Yeah, but this one we actually did stuff for.
Yeah.
We probably won't, because we would if we'd have saved them, maybe. But
Yeah.
instead,
You did
no.
say 12.
Yeah.
But instead, no, we were Kipral syndroming.
Do the Vols have any, like, ancient star relics of their people that bestow mysterious power?
Yes, this is my first lucky number 1 dime. Wait, where did it go?
Yes, let's
No
go,
game's
boys!
always flicking the coin.
We have to have the gantry.
I was going to say there's a little Vol who pokes his head out with a little mustache and a monocle and not
He's
bad.
the mustache twirling Vol.
They'll have to build a little
Snidely
gantry to be able to
Vol
put
Lash.
in middle
Add
of
it to the
logo.
list.
And then we go hunt the actual pirate Vols to get it back. And then we get our medal ceremony.
How much Vols porn would you have to watch, though? Imagine that.
Porn in a low pressure environment.
Balls of Wrath.
Oh,
Actually, it dovetails a lot into the Asari porn.
There's a lot of crossover.
Hat Party.
Well, when you find out about Rom Jeremy, then yes.
Ron Jeremy could be a porn Vol. He's very round.
What if they're not fat, they're just really small, incredibly buff people in these little round suits?
Yeah, the bonus is just the pressure suit.
Yeah, the little pillar men on the inside.
Which is naturally round because, pressure suit,
Yeah.
right? They tend to be made out of, like, those little balls. Like that very early PS1 game with the ball fighting arena thing where everything was just made out of these balls connected together. It was super revolutionary. They're like, look, this allows them to actually move and have joints. It's revolutionary. But they have to be this shape. Do they, though? Because every other game that came out at around the same time that involved fighting indicated that you don't.
You, in fact, don't have to be made out of balls.
Finger balls. General Gravass takes the information you get. Sorry, Lieutenant.
God, he got promoted quick off of this.
Skipped a few
leaves.
steps.
Ooh, there's our brush with the Turian military. Weird guys.
yes.
Trish puts the cannon back up.
Yeah.
I assumed he was a guest, but was ready in case he wasn't.
Good girl.
And you were reunited.
Rosa's showered, still has towel around deck, and it's just I checked the pressure on the pod people.
Thank you.
Ooh, helmet hair.
Zolo takes off, and it's just another ball robot.
death face.
Oh no!
It's cars.
Ay, 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 ay.
Oh, I wish.